Hello and welcome back to Loresworn Chronicles Crusader Kings, where we are playing as the Kingdom of Curonia and King Baisa, who is about to finally hit that military tech level where we can start expanding again. So those of you that are here for the borders, soon is when you're going to be able to get to see some nice hefty, chonky borders, as you might say. And until then, I should probably look and see if we have a society mission, which, yes, we do. I am supposed to duel this guy, I believe. And, alright, let's fight him. Let's fight him in real life. Crusader Kings actually is real life. That's a proven fact. Brianna's also in the background snickering at my assertion that Crusader Kings is real life. Simple demonstration duel or not, Golovka has an air of unquestioned confidence about him. When I charge, he snickers. At the end of it all, I'm lying on the ground. Okay, yeah. So we're an old man, and we lost and duel. That is not too unexpected. Let's see. Suppose we could go for one more raid. Let's see, this guy wants to murder my cousin. I'm not gonna help him murder my cousin. That doesn't sound like something we want to do. So let's organize. Let's get some boats up here. Altogether we have what, 46 now? Let's see. Oh cool, we're gonna be friends. I always end up being friends with the people that I duel, unless I kill them, which does happen sometimes. Let's see. Can't get any more retinue right now, so we will just raise all of our personal levies. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, that's why I didn't raise the vassal fleets, because we don't actually really have. It's not really actually worth it at this point. So we're at 3405. We need to get down to 33. So we'll let these guys stay home. And let these guys stay home. That'll be a large enough raid, I think. All right. Get on the boats. There we go. And let's find ourselves a target. Maybe somewhere we haven't been before. Hey, over here we've got the Emukid revolt that we talked about in the last lore video. Let's go raid them while they're trying to win their independence from their oppressive overlords. That's always a good thing to do, to kick people when they're down. Still quite concerned about this Saxon blob. I just really don't know what's going to happen with that. Oh, hey, the revolt is over. Let's raid them anyway. Do they have another province that was richer? No. Alright, we're going to raid them anyway. Because one, we might not have gotten the word yet that the revolt is over. And two, they just fought a civil war, so hopefully their armies won't be able to come and fully repel us as quickly as they might want to. Lack of diligence. I'm going to teach this guy some diligence. Let's see. He agreed he needs my help. So I'm going to make a show of how invested I am in this endeavor. Gained the grievously scarred trait, as most people in our family tend to do. And now they want me to duel this woman right here. So we will hopefully remember to do that when we get back from the raid. Cool. We're now close friends. Made this guy diligent. Alright, they are organizing a response. The question is, can we take the castle before the response is fully organized? These are actually, these are Western units, so this is the mayor of Mallorca, who is Swabian, coming to defend his lands. And then we have, yeah, this is the army of the Amakid Empire, or a retinue of some kind. Let's say, lost the envious trait. I do have a lot, so there's not much to be envious about. Let's see, the peasants of Zemgale are having frequent troubles with highwaymen. Yes, build some watchtowers. We want all the prosperity we can get. Okay, looks like this is not going to be a successful raid. Each swing of my blade has sent me deeper into enemy territory. Before I know it, I am surrounded. With a burst of energy, I roar loudly, causing a few of them to hesitate and one unfortunate soldier to stagger backward, tripping over a rock. Can't help but notice that he drops his weapon in the mud. This is actually how Akko originally got his short sword. Yeah, I'll take your blade and send you back to Allah with it. Sounds good. And then our army is going to be defeated. Let's see, out hunting. Let's become friends with Chief Budo. He's one of our vassals, so that'll help us. Okay, so that raid was thoroughly rebuked. We lost over half of our army trying to raid the Amakid Empire. So that was not our greatest moment. How close are we to? Okay, we're about to get the mill org thing anyway, so I'm just gonna go home and wait for that to tick up. We've got enough money at the moment. So this Santiago. I'm trying to think what I should name the sword. It's a masterful short sword. Leading the center plus 15. Prestige and personal combat skill. I think that's better than the obsidian axe, yeah. Oh, can we only equip one? Oh, because this is a ceremonial weapon, that's why we could equip both at the same time. Well, we will give this to somebody worthy of it. Commander of Curonia, cool. Oh, I didn't check if he was Craven. Forgetting my standard rules here. Granddaughter, Ruta, no special traits. It's funny that everyone is like born into a religious branch, but I guess that kind of makes sense. It's like it doesn't seem like a decision they would be able to make at that age, but so is being born into a religion of any kind, so. Alright, we managed to bring back a whole 57 gold after our armies were routed by the Amakids. We're gonna go ahead and stand down our levies. And there we go. So Military Organization 4. What is actually going on here? Well, it's a little bit gamey, just because of how Crusader Kings II works, but if we were to come up with an RP excuse for this, it's really that, oh, by the way, Poland's being invaded. No, it's just a revolt. Never mind. It's like, I'm gonna invade Poland. You guys don't get to invade Poland. We used to fight as these, like, tribal sort of, hit-and-run, you know, Battle of Teutoburg Forest-style armies, and that's modeled in CK2 by the pagan, unreformed attrition mechanic. And then, when we became feudal, it changed how our armies work, and we became vulnerable to those kinds of tactics. But now we have reached a level of military sophistication, a level of military reorganization, which I'm going to screenshot that because this is an important historical event, where we can fight those types of armies that fight like our ancestors fought and actually come out victorious. So I think the first thing on our minds here is going to be conquering the rest of Estonia from the High Chief of Finland. So let's. Oh wait, he's actually a king. He's actually got quite a bit of stuff under his belt, although he is getting kind of rocked right now. So I'm going to position our retinue troops. Catholic uprising. We have a Catholic province? Apparently we've had Catholics living in our country this entire time. That might be why they're revolting, because I didn't even acknowledge that they exist. Okay. It's not a very large uprising, so I think we'll do okay on this. Let's screenshot the revolt leader. He is a Russian Catholic. So in this timeline, Norwegians are Orthodox and the Russians are Catholic, apparently. It's because this is this area over here used to be controlled by some steppe nomads that converted to Christianity. I don't think we're going to need all that much luck here, so we're just going to look at birds. And looking at birds, it looks like gave us all of the luck that we need. Let's see. My daughter has been overcome with fatigue. She has pneumonia. That's not a good thing to get in the Middle Ages. Really, I always say that when someone gets a disease, but it's like there weren't any diseases that were good to get in the Middle Ages. Like, if you lived in the Middle Ages, you probably should just hope that you don't ever get sick. Let's see, we're missing a flank commander here. Okay. Well, they did manage to take over the countryside. But then we destroyed them, so there will be no Catholic uprisings. That's actually our first time fighting Catholics, which, granted that before this shit happened, this was supposed to be a series about the Northern Crusades. It's kind of funny that the first time we ever actually formally met Catholics on the battlefield was a 500 strength revolt in our own lands from a single province. Let's see. Shaney needs to learn. He needs to learn. It looks like he would be a good scholar. I'll go with that. We'll encourage that. He's not going to be that great of a warrior regardless, so. My 10-year-old daughter is now known as the Heavenly. I don't know if that's a reference to her traits or to something she did at age 10. It's probably worth a screenshot, though. That's interesting. Those of you that have been asking, I am going to be uploading more save games and more screenshots this week to the. Let's see. Oh, this is why it is. Zaguza grows more beautiful by the day. I had my doubts at first, but now I cannot deny it any longer. The child is surely blessed. When my wife played Zemina during the festival, oh, this is what it was. The goddess must have touched the child with her and gifted her with beauty and purity. Okay. So it was that harvest festival event is what led to that, apparently. Okay. So, war with the Finns. They have 617 army levies, potential vassal troops 2,846 from tribal vassals. Yeah, we should be able to pull this off pretty handily, I think. Their capital is actually in Upland, which is pretty funny. And he's not even Finnish. He's a Pomeranian Slavic. Yeah, okay. Declare war. We are going to do Holy War for Estonia. Nearby Slavic rulers might aid him, that's fine. Alright. So, the first major Curonian conquest in many decades. We are trying to cement our hold over Estonia. And let's raise up some troops. Let's bring the whole gang. Gang's all here. No, don't do that. That would be unwise. Oh, hey, Riga's flourishing. It probably has been. I probably just forgot that that was happening because it's been so long since I recorded. And we'll sacrifice a bull. We're gonna go all in on this. Fantastic. Plus 20% morale. So, cool. As far as motives for this, at this point we're pretty much just pure imperialists. There's no real excuses to be made at this point for, I mean, we probably it benefits us to, oh shit. They just lost a giant holy war to the Swedes. From the looks of it, or no, who did own that a second ago? It's like I need to go pop up on my screenshot folder or something. Sweden now is larger, is what's going on. Okay, calling his wife into the war. Probably a smart thing to do. Oh, we want to take these guys off of raid stance. And I think with the supply limits here, yeah, we can. Yeah, let's split this army in half. I don't think we're going to be in a lot of danger. But yeah, it would definitely benefit us to control Lanima, because then we have. Currently, you know, we control this strait right here, which leads to the Daugava. If we control Lanima by land as well, which I know I'm saying that wrong, I don't know how to pronounce the two umlauted A's next to each other, but someone who speaks Estonian might be able to help us out with that. You know, they could potentially allow smugglers through, or try to offer a lower toll or something. So that would definitely benefit us economically, but also at this point, we really have become sort of a hierarchical imperialist state. So let's see, Chancellor. This guy really wants the job. He's really kind of unhappy. So I think we'll give it to him. He also wants control of what now? I'm just gonna do a survey of everyone who's pissed off at us. He wants control of Deltuva. Do we have that, or is that? Can I transfer vassalage to him? Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's why. That's the Norse guy. No, we're not gonna do that. That's right, because he's the High Chief of Lithuania, so we just want to keep him out of factions. We don't want him to get any more powerful. Wrong government type. He's not of our religion. Can we change that? Like if we say we get to be the master of the bow. Demand religious conversion. Must be a peace. Alright. We'll look into that a little later. No, I'm not going to negotiate with anyone. Oh, sweet. Look at all these hostages. And based on how much war score we're getting from this, we're probably going to need to go into Finland proper to finish this war. You want my plot to kill... I don't know who this is. She's a malnourished hunchback in the dungeon. Frankish Catholic. Why would you want to plot to kill her? Did she do something to you? How does that benefit you at all? Just, I'm gonna encourage you to put your efforts towards more important things. Okay. The High Chief. Oh, my vassal has declared war on Volhynia, which is down here somewhere. Where is Volhynia? Oh, the Bukal Revolt? Oh, so yeah, the Bukal Khanate is breaking up, and I guess one of my vassals has declared a holy war. That's fine. You guys can expand the realm independently. I don't have an issue with that. Let's see. Princess Daira has been overcome with fatigue. Yes, please save. Please don't let my genius family members die of pneumonia. Let's see, we have some more people joining the High Chief of Finland in this war. We're gonna probably take some attrition here. But this is quite the fortress. Yes, actually, I will join a plot to kill the High Chief of Lithuania. Let's see how much we can destabilize our strongest vassal's realm. So let's see, who are we at war with right now? We're with all the red areas. So Tver has joined in. I'm not super worried about it yet because they haven't crossed our borders. Let's see. Chief Dobra of Sudovia is concerned about his non-inheriting sons. I can't just give out land to anyone who asks. I actually just won't give out land to anybody as a royal policy. But this guy's now not going to associate with factions, so that's good as well. Oh, we're fine supply-wise. I was off by a whole decimal point. Yeah, we can totally bring our whole army. Incompetent steward let smugglers into Kurtsema. Well, how incompetent is he? I thought I had a pretty good steward. 11, okay. I mean, that's not exactly incompetent, but it's not... He's not the picture of competence either. Let's see... Chief of the wife of the Chief of Nanetz wants an aggression pact. Your country doesn't even exist on the map, or your province doesn't even exist on the map in EU4, so I'm not concerned about it. All right. Commanders improved significantly. So yeah, we're going to be at war for a good while here. We're probably closing out this chapter of Chronicles before we move to a different character, because we have really all of the tools we need right now to achieve the borders that we want and form an empire. Probably the first European pagan empire since pagan Rome. Agita... This is my granddaughter by Maya. Okay. Man, Baltic holds. Let's keep building those Baltic holds. Those are nice to have. Also have a child who needs focus. Oh, can we catch all of them? Didn't quite catch all of them, but we caught most of them. Dangerous factions. We have an independence faction. Chief of Polotsk, Chief of Lithuania, and the Chief of Drutsk. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send money and honorary titles to everyone except for the Chief of Lithuania. And they will hopefully get out of that faction. Fantastic. Sacrifice to Dievis. That's appropriate. It's a holy war after all. Let's see. Focus. Yeah, looks like she'll make a good warrior. She really probably would make a good anything, honestly, with those stats, but... The King of Poland has joined the Holy War. Alright, well, you know what? You know what? You know what? We were going to call up the Chosen of Perkunas. So what now? What now? We've got our own Holy Order. Let's go march on Polotsk. Fine day and you're out hunting with a small party. So a lot of the Slavs around us are uniting against our efforts to bring all of the local area under our religious rule. Okay, so we need... Let's convert Sambia. Is that still ours? No, Skolovia is ours. That's fine, though. We'll help out our vassals regardless. Fantastic. Our levy size has increased as we are acting as devout followers of Perkunas. But yeah, this does kind of get us into the discussion that I was planning to have from the other end, and like us being on the receiving end of it. It was like this type of conflict in the Middle Ages, how much of it was motivated by piety and how much of it was motivated by economics. I tend to fall down on the side that it was more motivated by economics. Not that, you know, the Crusaders weren't true believers. I just tend to see things through a little more cynical lens that, you know, it's probably was more about prestige. It was probably more about, you know, using religion as an excuse to materially benefit yourself. At least in more cases than not, tends to be my assumption with this sort of thing. Certainly a lot of the soldiers, and even many of the leaders would have had a strong religious motivation, but let's see. And you know, I could be wrong about that, but that's the lens I tend to sort of see these conflicts through. We have to do something about the Estonian soldiers. They're gaining on us. Clang your swords together to the rhythm of blood. I like that. I think we have to go with the singing one, though, because that's what Akko is legendarily known for. So, the battle singer trait. Let's see. Try to screenshot these battles. The Poles have landed on Saaremaa. I guess that's kind of smart. Where is... Okay, morale defense +1, leading the center +5. The character is known to inspire his companions on the battlefield, singing songs of triumph even before the battle is won. Quite appropriate, given that Vaisa kind of is directly modeling himself after the legends of Akko. Alright, so we're crossing over the strait. We have captured some people. We'll sacrifice this guy to Dievas. We'll keep this guy for ransom. Okay. And actually we've won the war, so we don't need to chase these guys anymore. Alright, the Curonian Holy War for Estonia has ended. King Baisa of Curonia has won. So our borders now stretch all the way to the Gulf of Finland. We rule over all of the Estonians. We can stand down all of our levies. We can stand down our holy orders. And it looks like we need to hand out some land up here. So we're going to go to find characters. I'm going to load filter 2. Find people with high stewardship that are not of our dynasty and are not claimants to anything. Like, for example, this guy. We're going to grant him Lanima. Oh wait, first we're going to check and see if we can create any county level vassals. That's always kind of smart to do because it sort of helps keep your vassals balkanized. Okay. So where was that guy? Grant landed title. Lanima? I don't know. Somebody who speaks Estonian, tell me in the comments how to pronounce that. Or I'll just look it up on Forvo, which is what I usually end up doing anyway. Grant landed title, Kalavan. So one thing we are doing here is we're actually installing Curonian elites over these Estonian people, which is likely to cause revolts, but also might contribute to the cultural shifting of the Baltic coast towards Curonian, which we talked about way back in episode 0. Some linguists believe it might have been a blending of like Finnish, Estonian, and Baltic, because there were Finnish people living here before the Baltic-speaking Curonians got there. So yeah, it might be an interesting kind of cultural melting pot thing we've got going on, where we're bringing in more Estonian elements into our language and culture, and then they're bringing in more Baltic elements, and it might all kind of grow together into a dialect continuum, a religious continuum even maybe, since we don't have hierarchic religious leadership or anything. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. Be sure to check out Loresworn.com. That's our website. We are at Loresworn Order on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ. That's ASATJ. Subscribe and click the notification button if you haven't already. We also love hearing from you guys in the comments, particularly if we got something wrong. I know commenters on YouTube can always be relied on to correct facts that are not right. They always say the fastest way to learn something on the internet is not to ask the question directly, but to give a wrong answer in public. And I find that to usually be true. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.